Did you know that all your Rocket League knowledge is processed by the hypothalamus? Unsurprisingly, this is the same part of the brain that controls hunger, thirst, sleep and wake cycles, and of course, obscenely moronic behavior. Hello, I'm Dr. Sunless Khan, Chief Practitioner at the Rocket League Mental Health Center in Beckwith Park, California. My esteemed colleagues and I have devoted our lives to the study, therapy, and rehabilitation of Rocket League players from around the world. Today, we're here to present to you recent breakthroughs by one of our newest additions, Dr. Rocket Sledge. Dr. Sledge brings with him almost 10 years of experience in the treatment of League of Legends-related mental health problems. Though his history might consist of what might be called mixed results, Dr. Sledge has assured us that it's his colleagues that have been holding him back. While his research is still in the early stages, I'm proud to present a small sample. 3 common mentalities that will make you lose. Section 1. Caring what people think. Nothing is more freeing than recognizing that another player's opinion of you doesn't matter. In Rocket League, there's lots of ways players try to get under your skin. They'll insult your score, your rank, your hours, your title, your mistakes, and even the methods you use to beat them. Sometimes, this is an effort to get a rise out of you. Other times, they're trying to make themselves feel better or superior despite losing to you. These outbursts are best to be ignored. Don't give these people the satisfaction of letting them know you're affected by their speech. Or better yet, learn not to be affected at all. When it comes to your opponents, it shouldn't be too difficult to have that mindset. Who goes into a competitive game to make their opponents feel good? People make mistakes and lose games every day. There's nothing to be embarrassed of. Also, your opponent is at your rank because he has the same problems you do. Let your play do the talking, and avoid getting involved in any negative chat altercations. Focus on the game, not having the last word. Remember, your opponent's opinions don't matter. On the other hand, toxic teammates present unique challenges. While once again you shouldn't care what someone else thinks about you, a teammate that's upset will directly affect the outcome of the game. If you can, a sincere apology for a mistake could go a long way, whether you're being wrong or not. But in the end, ignoring and focusing on your own play is something you actually have control over. Let your play do the talking, and avoid letting the words of another person have an effect on your happiness. We've all seen teams that turn on each other in a battle of insults, and we know nobody wins those fights, except the other team. The beautiful thing about Rocket League is that in 5 minutes, you can start fresh again, so don't get invested in that one game that'll ruin your future fun and success. Sometimes accepting that early forfeit vote from a toxic teammate is worth it in the long run. Finally, you may have to accept that you're not the type of person that can handle criticisms or toxicity. Like I said, there is something within your control that can save yourself from the mental anguish. There are many chat options available to control your play experience. You never have to see a single message if you don't want to. You can mute your opponents, mute all custom chat, whatever. Some people can't even handle quick chat spamming. So you go full silent and change your name to reflect that. I've read about a lot of experiences of players that needed to do that in order to have fun in the game again. Legend has it, those players have gone on to find their true octane selves. Or whatever. Section 2. Not using Unranked seriously. To fully benefit from casual games, you need to act like they mean something. A lot of people don't realize that you actually do have an MMR score in Unranked. What that means is if you win enough games in Unranked, you will start to get matched up against higher ranking opponents. Now you might be thinking, Dr. Sunless, I go into Unranked to have fun. Well, that's fine. You're able to play however you like in casual. But remember the title of this study? After we're done here, we might need to book you for some memory testing. We want to prepare ourselves for in-game situations, whether we're testing our skills or warming up before competitive. It makes sense that we should try to simulate a ranked game experience. It's common practice for players to leave unranked games after a teammate makes a mistake, or even a mistake they make themselves. But adapting to teammates is a valuable skill, especially for a solo queuer. So you have that teammate that makes mistakes, ball chases, cuts rotation. Strive to play with them anyway. Become the player your team needs to succeed. This is a skill that will help you get wins in the future. As for your own mistakes, sure, some leave due to embarrassment or the harassment they get in chat. As we already said though, you need to ignore that. You're going to make mistakes in competitive, and you usually won't be leaving right away after those ones. So stick around, overcome your faults, and make up for your mistakes. Prove to yourself that you can come back from failure, and this will be something that helps you in future games. People may accuse you of tryharding, and that's fine. Once again, Everyone is allowed to play the game their own way. It's your game. Sometimes this means you have to accept other people's playstyles that you're not a fan of. People are going to try to demo you in competitive, so learn how to deal with it now. Most of the time, you'll be striving to avoid the classic leave when you're 2 goals down problem that plagues many casual matches. People wonder why we see so many early forfeit votes in competitive these days. Well, it's pretty obvious that no one ever sticks around to make a comeback anyway. So use casual as an opportunity to work on those comebacks, those games where the pressure is on and you need to deliver. This includes playing against players that might be better than you. If you're not getting totally blown out, stick around in those lobbies. If you can find a competitive casual lobby full of try-harders, don't just leave. Be thankful for that opportunity to test your skills against better opponents. With some self-discipline and perseverance, casual playlists can be your path to competitive success. Section 3. Can't quit on a loss. Can't stop during a win streak. We've all been there. That one more game mentality. This attitude often leads to long losing streaks and rank reduction. Our goal should be to save our progress and minimize losses to rank, and there's a few ways to go about doing this. First of all, you need to recognize when you're in the right place, both mentally and physically, to play ranked. One too many drinks or even just general tiredness are enemies of any Rocket League player. Be honest with yourself and switch over to casual playlists before you get to that point. Remember, never drink and drive. But if you don't want to listen to that, you can always use a win-loss system to determine when you should stop playing in a competitive playlist. One I'm fond of is the 3 losses in a row, and you're done. Other methods include using a life system, where you start with 3 lives. You lose a life for a loss, but a win streak of 2 or more gives you another life. When you're out of lives, you stop playing that playlist. Alternatively, it's good to recognize places to save your progress. The first loss after a long win streak could be the beginning of losing everything you just gained. A win that you barely scraped by in should give you a clue that it might be time to stop due to fatigue. Yes, you can quit on a win. An interesting solo queuer method is searching all ranked playlists and only removing a playlist after a loss in it. These change-ups in game modes and teammates can keep you fresh and keep your losses from adding up in one particular playlist. I asked Dr. Sledge if he wanted to add an inspirational quote to finish this presentation, and this is what he sent back. After counseling dozens of Rocket League patients, it is interesting to find that most of their issues can be traced back to their mother, and specifically what she allegedly did with one of their opponents. Oh, okay. This is why I do the presentations, and he just does the research. While that obviously doesn't have anything to do with what we're talking about today, it's obvious to see that we're blessed with a revolutionary medical mind, and I think we can all agree that we eagerly anticipate his future contributions. And from all of us here at the Rocket League Mental Health Center, thanks for watching. As an outro, enjoy some of these ridiculous chats that the community has come across. Thanks for submitting those, guys.
Go on YouTube and watch
Only luck.
Not one dribble goal
only
from
score
now.
with dribbles. Obviously.
Ball chaser here.
You
LOL.
hit me like 20 times at the end to stop it from going in, you duck.
Just doing nothing.
30 seconds
Well
in
played.
and forfeit
Really
call.
tried.
My problem is that you're a legend,
All luck.
but you play like a veteran.
Silvers can
Who
do
wants
better.
pics of my toes?